iRacing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all around the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics, engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 170,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams, race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12 Hour. Additional partners include IMSA, World of Outlaws, Supercars, and IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own Indianapolis 500, Bathurst 1000, Chili Bowl, and many more iconic events. This is iRacing, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car. Sign up today at iRacing.com.
Welcome in here tonight, race fans. It's Thursday night once again, and we're back with the Checkered Flag Auto Supply Short Track Scrambler Series presented by Red Light Racing. Tonight, this race is going to be crazy. Not only is it brought to us by our friends over at Team 53, Team 53 provides setups and telemetry data for short track cars, driver coaching. Make sure to visit them over at facebook.com at Team 53. We thank Team 53 for coming on board here at one of the most historic tracks. That's right, the Hickory Motor Speedway right there. Welcome to life in the fast lane, race fans. This is one of the most historic tracks in North Carolina. Now, some may say it's the world's most famous short track, the birthplace of some of the most popular NASCAR stars that you see on Sunday on the big screen TV. Tonight, it's the stars, though, of Red Light Racing here. Where have we been this season? Well, we've been all over the place. We've been to Richmond Raceway. Michael Trevarthen picked up a win. New Smyrna, Dave Bragg picked up his first career win with the series. Lanier last week, Eric Stout picked up his first career win. And now we're here tonight at the Hickory Motor Speedway for Team 53's 100-lap feature event here tonight. Who will be the driver that might walk away in victory lane? Point standings look like this coming in. Eric Stout leads Dave Bragg by 3 points, with Brian Bianchi sitting there in third. Michael Trevarthen's 10 points back, and Rob Higgins rounds out the top 5. That's how they look coming into the night. Who will walk away? 15 drivers here tonight have signed in for this 100-lap feature event, and this is your starting lineup brought to us by our friends over at Six Rings Racing. Starting on the pole here, snagging another pole, he's your points leader. He will be the number 12 of Eric Stout. To the outside of the number 12, that will be the number 31, part of the Canadian Invasion. It's the number 31 of Dave Bragg. Back in row number 2 to the inside, driving car number 54 here tonight. That'll be the man Rex Hoyle. To the outside of him, his team car number 14, Brian Bianchi in the Culpeppers Bakery and Cafe number 14. Back in row number 3 then, number 62 of TJ Henson. Brandon Feeney in the Beefy Motorsports Feeney car number 38 will start from the 6th starting spot here tonight. And back there into the 7th spot, he goes by Double V. It's car number 53, Victor Valls. 8th starting spot here tonight, the number 33, the Racing School entry, number 33 of Mike Taschereau. Then it's the Storm Magnet, car number 21, Dan Butler in 9th. Well, how about the Ungari Motorsports 00, the Mountain Man, Doug Ungari will start 10th. Starting back into the 11th spot, all the way out of Massachusetts, the number 13 MA, the Granny Hips Walkers and Canes, checkered flag, auto supply, number 13 MA of Joshua Buckley. Then it'll be Kyle Johnson, car number 02, back there, starting into the 12th starting spot. 13th will be the Higgins Hill Racing checkered flag, auto supply, number 40 of Rob Higgins. Bob Higgins in the checkered flag, auto supply, number 30 will start 14th. And 15th to the call will be the number 271 of Aiden Alvecchio. Ready to go racing as you see him out there all over the Speedway. The checkered flag auto supply short track scrambler series presented by Red Light Racing is green flag racing here tonight in the Team 53 100. Great start by that number 12. Eric Stout will lead the first lap. A little contact about midway down the front straightaway. Looked like that was the 62 of TJ Henson and possibly Brian Bianchi making a little contact. Side by side back there as your race leaders have gone single file, and that is going to be the 14, the Culpeppers Bakery and Cafe entry of Brian Bianchi. Just cannot get to the bottom side of the Speedway. To the inside of him, that's the Jiffy Lube switch tire entry of Victor Valls. He is down to the bottom side, and now Bianchi has a moment. He could get to the inside there, squeezing in between the two Canadians. And he will. Brandon Feeney will allow the number 14 of Brian Bianchi to get to the bottom side of the Speedway early. Here comes the number 21. Dan Butler looked to get to the inside of the boss man there. Didn't quite make the pass happen. Now he's got the number 13 MA of Joshua Buckley pounding down the back door of that number 21. See if he can get around. Now all these drivers have settled into the bottom side of the Speedway. They're just trying to log some laps right now. 100 laps here tonight in the Team 53 100. See these two drivers still going at it. There's the Culpeppers Bakery and Cafe. Number 14, Bianchi. Bianchi comes into the night. Remember, he's third in the championship standings overall, just 6 points out of the top spot. He's never won a championship here with the series. Trying to chase down Eric Stout, the part-time racer. He's the race leader right now. Fast time, though, Dave Bragg right now takes the fastest lap of the evening. He's sitting second. We've seen this song and dance already this season. These two drivers have been fast every week they have unloaded. Remember, Eric Stout this season trying to get his part-time name extinguished from his record. Wants to go full-time, wants to win a championship with the series. Doing a great job here in the early portions of this one. Bianchi underneath the 62. TJ Henson up out of the groove, and they will take that spot. Victor Valls also taking that spot away from the number 62 of TJ Henson. TJ Henson, the driver out of Mooresville, North Carolina. This is only TJ's fourth race with the series since joining Red Light Racing. TJ's finishes so far this year have been a 10th place finish in the season opener at Lanier. That was last week at Lanier. A 3rd place at New Smyrna and a 9th place at the Richmond Raceway. So far has not finished outside the top 10 with the series. Currently sitting in that 6th spot, the highest running rookie of the race. TJ Henson and Kyle Johnson battling for that Rookie of the Year championship here on Thursday night, and that's 62. Just watching the Solid Rock Carriers number 62 just does not quite seem to be able to stick down in the bottom in 3 and 4. See this time if he gets down there, he gets on the apron just a little bit with those left side tires, seeing if he can get a little turn in it. Brian Bianchi had a lot of turn in that number 14. He was able to get down to the bottom side of the Speedway. Got to give a big shout out there tuning in from Florida. Looks like Daryl Clauder out there tuning in tonight. Darryl, we miss you here on Thursday nights. We have a car available for you out here. Why don't you just pop on in one day and see if we get you fitted back up here, get you strapped in the old sim rig. Biggest mover so far has been the 53. There you see the driver out of Peterborough, Ontario, Canada. It's his second full-time season here with the series on Thursday nights. Joshua Buckley trending in the wrong direction in that number 13. New pedals and all. Doug Ungari just got around him. Ungari and Buckley currently running outside the top 10. They are running 11th and 12th as Kyle Johnson, who is in the 10th spot. There you see 0-2. And Johnson working to the inside now, seeing if he could pick up a spot. Kyle Johnson, another one of our Canadians in the series, out of Peterborough, Ontario, Canada. The Bar None DJ service. Raced Bone Stock up in Canada for 3 years before having to come here to the iRacing platform. And he just made the pass on the Storm Magnets, who put Kyle Johnson up 3 spots since the drop of the green flag. Started back into the 12th starting spot here, and just a quarter of the way, not even into this one. See if he can run down now TJ Henson. The 2 rookies are running 8th and 9th as Mike Taschereau has got around TJ Henson. Talked about how the number 62 can't quite hold the bottom side of the speedway here tonight at the Hickory Motor Speedway. And he's lost a couple spots here. He lost one to Victor Valls, Brian Bianchi, Brandon Feeney, and now Mike Taschereau has got around there. You see Taschereau in the number 33. And just ahead of them, Brian Bianchi starting to work on the number 53. Victor leaving the bottom side of the speedway open. Here comes the 14, almost banging doors that time off turn number 2. Brian Bianchi will get to the inside using every inch that he can. Both drivers not making any kind of contact there. Victor will give up the position. He'll fall back into the 5th spot. That'll put him now back 1 spot. Only +2 now for Victor Valls. Well, we see Aiden Alvecchione also tuning in here tonight. Aiden's supposed to be out there. You see he's marked down on the 15th spot. He's been having some computer issues with his machine and not able to make all the races here so far this season. Aiden, we miss you, man. We got to get that computer back up and running. As you see the 38, the Feeney call, Brandon Feeney, not on the microphone tonight. He's back behind the wheel of car number 38, getting some practice laps in here at the Hickory Motor Speedway. This weekend up in Canada, he's going to be pulling, I forget if it's triple duty or quadruple duty. He sent me some pictures of his cars a little earlier on tonight. He did just get himself a modified. We talked about that. As you see Victor continuing to fall. He loses the spot to Mike Taschereau. And now Victor's going to be falling back there. That's TJ Henson. We talked about Henson having his handling woe issues, as now Mike Taschereau looks to set up that number 38 of Brandon Feeney. So will that 33, the racing school entry, be able to get around the 38 of Brandon Feeney? You're looking at 2 of the drivers here with this series that have probably more track time than a lot of these drivers in the series combined. I mean, Doug Ungari runs. He ran when he was younger in quarter midgets and up through the ranks, and now runs Mod 4s out in Montana. As you see Feeney get a little loose that time off the corner, slid up the track. Then that 33 said, now's the time to pounce. Here comes Mike Taschereau. He'll slot himself inside the top 5. But Feeney running just about every car up in Canada. Then you got Mike Taschereau. Oh boy, 1 into the wall. 1 into the wall. That was the switch tire, number 53. Victor getting up into the marbles. That car is now tight as he slaps it off the back straightaway wall. Lets TJ Henson go by. Here comes Kyle Johnson now. As the 53, Victor Val, something may be broken. That car, he slapped it off the wall again. You see the front right fender poking out like it's an open wheel modified. He'll finally get the switch tire, Jiffy Lube entry down to the bottom side of the speedway. Looks like he may be coming to pit road this time by. Looks like his night's going to end early here tonight at the Hickory Motor Speedway. So Victor Val's coming down after starting in the 7th position. He'll go a lap down. We'll see if he can come back out onto the raceway. It's been all the same song, the same dance out front. It's been Eric Stout. Dave Bragg has started to fall back here now after about the quarter way through this one. And Bragg way up the speedway that time. I think he was just trying to let Rex Hoyle go through. Got out of the groove, got up into the marbles, and that car just took off towards the outside retaining wall. Now Rex Hoyle in the Colony Tire and Surface Center. Tuxedos by Ted, number 54, is now sitting into that 2nd position. This is Rex's kind of race. An old, wore-out, bumpy track here tonight at Hickory in the Team 53 100. This car, this track, I expect Rex to try and run down that number 12 machine. He's got a little over a second deficit right now to Eric Stout. There you see the Six Rings Racing number 12. It looks like Stout has actually been into the outside wall at least a time or two. As you ride on board, you're looking back at the 2nd and 3rd place runner off the race leader. That's Rex Hoyle and Dave Bragg. Joshua Buckley, we talked about his early woes and he fell back to the 12th position. Now he's back up to running 9th as he'll scrape it. Throw a couple tennis balls out into the fans. So Josh Buckley working his way back inside the top 10 finally here. Maybe the tires coming to life there on the Granny Hips Walkers and Canes. Checkered Flag Auto Supply. Number 13 MA. See Dan Butler still sitting there. He's back to running into the 10th position. Drivers finally into a groove, but Dave Bragg looking like he's going to continue to shed positions here. As here comes the 14. Brian Bianchi has now caught him, and he's all over the back tail lid of that number 31 switch tire entry. Here he comes, not quite able to put the power down that time off turn number 4, but Bianchi is trying. He's going to get there. He's now going to pull up to the door on that number 31. Dave Bragg will give him the inside lane, give him the preferred way. A lot of marbles to the outside. This track here tonight, we've seen it all be right down around the bottom side, maybe even onto the apron a little bit that time, as you saw Brian Bianchi still peek the left side tires down there in turns 1 and 2 to really try and get a little turn right there in the center of 3 and 4. Puts the left side tires on the paint. These drivers utilizing every inch of this raceway here tonight to try to set up and make those passes. Brian Bianchi now running 3rd here on the Speedway. So the running order here at the halfway point will be the number 12 of Eric Stout as your race leader, as your race leaders work through lap traffic. Doug Ungari going a lap down to the race leaders. So it's Stout and it's Hoyle running 1 and 2 with Bianchi back there running into the 3rd position. Dave Bragg is running 4th. Mike Taschereau is running 5th. Brandon Feeney is 6th. TJ Henson is currently running in the 7th spot. Kyle Johnson, Joshua Buckley, and the battle for the 10th position is here comes Dan Butler. Or actually, that's Rob Higgins getting to the inside of Dan Butler. Both those black and orange machines. One car up against the outside wall. Joshua Buckley scraping off a little more of that right-hand side. As these guys run side by side, your race leader, Eric Stout, has caught them. And as he works into the lap traffic, here comes Rex Hoyle. He's now starting to get closer and closer to the back end of car number 12. See everybody working around that number 21. That is Dan Butler. Rob Higgins not making it easy right now for your race leader of Eric Stout to get on through. Trying to stay on the lead lap. Here he comes, though. Stout down to the inside. Here comes Rex Hoyle. He's not able to get it off the corner. That'll slow him down just a little bit that time off turn number 4. Here he comes now. Rex Hoyle will work to the inside. So both race leaders work themselves through lap traffic. The next one that they will come upon will be the number 13 MA of Joshua Buckley. Car coming back out of the pits, and it looks like that is the number 53 of the Jiffy Lube switch tire. Number 53 will come back out. Victor Val's 20 laps behind currently here. Might be able to pick up a spot or two. Looks like they got a brand new fender on the right front of the switch tire entry. Bob Higgins getting around the number 00, and actually now this 00 trying to fight back to the inside. It's the battle for the 12th position. Doug Ungori will take that back there from Bob Higgins. Dashro trying to get around the number 31 of Dave Bragg. That would be a battle for position for the 4th position. And they are all lined up here. You got Bragg, you got Tashro, then you got Feeney right there. As here comes Tashro taking a peek to the inside off turn number 4. He'll get to the door. He'll have position into turn number 1. Mike Tashro using all of his experience to start to pick up positions here now. That'll put him into the 4th spot as here comes Brandon Feeney. Feeney's going to take the Feeney call, number 38 machine. Right around that switch tire. TJ Henson going to follow through, and now where will the 31 get down to the bottom? It looks like right behind the 02 of Kyle Johnson. That was Victor Val's back there. They were battling hard as, oh boy, it looked like a little tight moment there for the number 31 of Dave Bragg. Lap car of Doug Ungari there. Couple cars a lap down. Joshua Buckley concedes to the race leader there. So Buckley, Higgins, Butler, Higgins, and Ungari all 1 lap down currently. Victor Val's 20 laps behind the race leaders, and Aiden Alvecchio not able to make the call to the grid here tonight. Looks like TJ Henson has got the wheels back underneath that number 62. We talked about him earlier trending in the wrong direction, almost fell outside the top 10. He's now battled himself back into the 6th spot here, trying to work underneath the Feeney call, number 38 of Brandon Feeney. Just got to be patient. Still a lot of racing left here tonight. 33 laps left here tonight in the Team 53 100 from the Hickory Motor Speedway. See the 62 of TJ Henson still working the bottom side there. They've actually pulled away a little bit there from Kyle Johnson. Joshua Buckley getting around Dave Bragg also. So the 31 of Bragg, maybe the right front tire has been eaten away here tonight at Hickory. Not going to get the finish that Dave Bragg wanted. Rob Higgins just got around that number 31 also of Dave Bragg. So bump Bragg back to 10th and Bragg into the outside wall off turn 2. Uh-oh, 1 car spinning. The 53 Victor Valls will go around. He was back into the 14th spot, 21 laps down, and he will bring out the first caution flag of the evening as we were approaching just 25 laps to go here tonight. That's going to throw a monkey wrench. Some of these drivers might be willing to come take tires at this point here tonight. Let's take a look back here and see, as actually the truck says, we're going to wait right here for a moment. Drivers coming to pit road. Here comes the 12. Eric Stout, Rex Hoyle, Brian Bianchi all came to pit road. Here comes the rest of the crew. Tashiro, Henson, all coming down. Feeney will stay out with just 25 laps to go. Kyle Johnson also staying out onto the raceway. Stout with a 2-tire stop. Rex Hoyle with a 2-tire stop. Same with Brian Bianchi. Here comes the pace car off turn 4 to be a race. TJ Henson looks like he'll make it. I don't know about the 33 of Mike Taschereau, but it does look like TJ Henson will pick up a few spots. Now it looks like Johnson and Feeney do come down pit road, so they will relinquish the race lead. Let's take a look back here. What happens to the 53? Victor sideways, tail slaps it off the wall, up into the marbles, and we talked about it. Once you get the marbles on the tires, you just cannot save it. And a big moment there for a couple of the top runners. They're able to sneak by. Right on board from in-car. Let's hear it. Sounded like he was trying to Tokyo drift that one, but we cannot call him DK as he's looped it around. Gonna get that 1 to go marker, and it looks like a couple cars. Dan Butler will get the lucky dog. He'll get to come back around the race field, and with 23 laps to go, we're ready to rock and roll. 2 tires for everybody all through the field here. Stacked up, Eric Stout, Rex Hoyle, Brian Bianchi, and TJ Henson. 23 to go. We're double them up. Green flag back into the air. Great start by Stout. Brian Bianchi will be able to hold the bottom side and get around the number 54. Look at Feeney with a little bit of a slide job in front of that number 62 there of TJ Henson. So Feeney gets ahead of Henson. Now he is on the prowl here tonight. One driver coming to pit road. Dan Butler looks like he was black flagged. He'll come to pit road. Everybody back single file. Stout, Bianchi, Hoyle, Feeney. Brian Bianchi just set the fastest lap time of the evening. A 14.87 second lap there for the number 14 of Brian Bianchi. Dan Butler back out onto the raceway after serving his stop and go penalty here. Only 6 cars left on the lead lap. Taschereau, Higgins, both of them drivers going a lap down after they came to pit road. They did not get out before the pace car. Under 20 to go. What does Brian Bianchi have here? Does he have enough? A rare mistake there. Eric Stout made a mistake up the track down in 1 and 2. So as he made a mistake, everybody trying to pounce on it. Brian Bianchi setting another quick lap that time. Looking at it, Brian Bianchi has only picked up 1 win with the series here on Thursday nights. That was back April the 14th of 2022 at the Thompson Motor Speedway. In the SK Modified, he was able to take that car to victory lane. You see them getting around the lap car there. That's the number 21 of Dan Butler. Last time by, though, Eric Stout opening up his race lead once again. Back to just over a half a second on the race lead there for Eric Stout. Brian Bianchi still holding the second spot. Has Rex Hoyle right behind him. Hoyle showed a lot of speed early on in this one. Now they got those brand new right side tires. So these drivers feeling a little good like Superman right now. Another good lap. Takes a little bit of that time back for Brian Bianchi. All evenly spaced through the top 3 right now. Brandon Feeney has fallen back a little bit off this group. He's sitting about 2 seconds back now off the race leader. There's TJ Henson. He's sitting in the 5th spot now, so he's worked himself back to where he started tonight. Remember, we talked about Henson having the handling woes, and you can see the damage on the right front of car number 62. Caution flag coming out. One driver here on the front straightaway. 11 laps to go, so we're slow him here for the second time tonight. Kyle Johnson. Tried to get all she had, Captain. back again. Saw the in-car. We heard the throttle trace. And there you see it. Just around he goes. Little kiss to the inside wall. So Kyle Johnson's night, he was running good. Was a lap down at the time of the caution flag, and he actually will fall 2 laps down now. Back into the 11th spot. But a night that was showing good for the 0-2 of Kyle Johnson. So now Eric Stout's going to have some hungry hippos right behind him, because we should go back racing with about, we'll call it 6 laps left in this one. It looks like 8 to go. We might get the 2 to go marker next time. Maybe because it wasn't a big cleanup, maybe these drivers will get the 1 to go, but I believe we're still going to have 2 to go here. Got to give a big shout out to the Checkered Flag Auto Supply for being the sponsor here with Red Light Racing, taking the naming rights to the series. So the Checkered Flag Auto Supply, located at Ayer, Massachusetts, having all the auto parts you need to keep your car on the road and running. Checkered Flag Auto Supply, family owned and operated business by the Higgins family. We thank the Higgins family for their continued support. We also got to thank Team 53 here tonight for jumping on board here tonight at the Hickory Motor Speedway. Team 53 provides setups and telemetry data for short track cars, driving coaching. Find them over at facebook.com at Team 53. Ready to go. It'll be 6 laps to go here. Green flag in the hand here at the start finish line. 6 laps to go. Back to racing here at the Hickory Motor Speedway. It's all or nothing now. Get it while you can. Rex Hoyle gets back around Brian Bianchi on that restart. Now what does he have? As they're going to see 5 fingers up in the air. It'll be 5 laps to go here at the Hickory Motor Speedway. 5 times around. Rex Hoyle, the wily veteran. Will he go for it? TJ Henson, 1 driver up into the outside wall. Couple cars coming together here, but they're down to the bottom side of the speedway. We're staying racing. That was Feeney. That looks like Rob Higgins along with Victor Valls. We stay green. Here come the race leaders off turn number 2. Side-by-side battle back there. Contact! TJ Henson, Dave Bragg making a little contact there as one trying to cross another over. They made the contact. We stay green. Green flag racing. Eric Stout back out to having a good race lead over Rex Hoyle. Hoyle has himself his hands full with the driver right behind him, the number 14 of Brian Bianchi. Popsicle sticks, throw them up, toss them out. It'll be 2 laps to go here tonight at the Hickory Motor Speedway. Coming to see the Culpeppers Bakery and Cafe white flag here. 1 lap to go, presented by Culpeppers Bakery and Cafe. Eric Stout looking to pick up another win here with the series. Stout will come across the line. He will pick up the win here tonight in the Team 53 100. Eric Stout going to victory lane. It'll be the 2nd career win for the driver of the number 12 machine. Finishing 2nd, Rex Hoyle. Brian Bianchi was 3rd. Dave Bragg is 4th. TJ Henson, Mike Tashro, Brandon Feeney, Rob Higgins, Bob Higgins, Doug Ungari finishing in the top 10. Joshua Buckley, Dan Butler, Kyle Johnson, Victor Valls, and Aiden Alvecchione. That is the top 15 drivers here tonight. Unofficial results, of course, as Eric Stout will go to victory lane here tonight. We will talk to him in our post-race show brought to us by our friends at the Racing School. Make sure to book your racing school experience now and get a part of being able to drive a modified at some of the best tracks in the Northeast. We'll be right back, though, with that post-race show brought to us by the Racing School after this.
iRacing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all around the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics, engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 170,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams. Race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12 Hour. Additional partners include IMSA, World of Outlaws, Supercars, and IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own Indianapolis 500, Bathurst 1000, Chili Bowl, and many more iconic events. This is iRacing, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car. Sign up today at iRacing.com.
Welcome back here, race fans, to the Hickory Motor Speedway here tonight for the Team 53 100 at the Hickory Motor Speedway, officially in the books here tonight. 100 laps is all they needed to decide who was going to pick up the big checkered flag here tonight, and that is Eric Stout, as he will pick up his second career win here on Thursday night with the series. Rex Hoyle finishes second with Brian Bianchi. We have them standing by here tonight here for our post-race show, brought to us by our friends over at the Racing School. Make sure to head on over to theracing.school.net and book your racing experience, whether it's at the Waterford Speed Bowl or over at the Thompson Speedway. Let's not waste any time, and let's talk to the top three finishers here tonight after 100 laps. Brian Bianchi, you will finish here tonight in that third position. A great run for you as you picked up a spot, but man, this track seemed like it had some challenges out there for a lot of these drivers.
Yeah, it's it's rough, it's bumpy, it's slippery, but I had fun. That was fun.
You had fun. This is the first time we've had this car out on the speedway this season. Is it exactly how you envision this car handling, especially here at one of the oldest tracks?
Yeah, this car has been pretty much the same since it came out. It's got a lot of grip. It stops good.
So you say it's got grip. A lot of these drivers had a lot of problems here tonight, especially off turn number 4. Did this car get tight to you at all? Did the front right tire wear out that it started to slide?
No, not too bad. I was kind of on the right rear most of the night. So my right front was pretty good.
Well, it's pretty good. So that means you're going to use it the next time we have these cars out on the racetrack, right?
Yeah, we'll practice on it.
Well, it'll be a little while till we see this car back out onto the speedway, but a great run by you here tonight, Brian. That's going to help you stay right there in that points championship. You should leave here tonight sitting second in the standings after 4 races this season.
Yeah, good points night. We got to come up with a plan to beat part-timer up there, so we'll go next week and see what we can do.
Well, the greatest part about him being a part-timer is he's a part-time. He'll have to miss sooner or later.
Yeah, let's hope.
Well, hey, before we let you walk away here tonight, go ahead. I'm going to go get that peanut butter and jelly sandwich real quick. Thank all the people back home that make it possible for you.
All right. Big night for 505 Motorsports. First time we both went on the podium. Culpeper's Bakery and Cafe, Colony Tire. We got Yokohama on the car tonight. Christina's Custom Cuts, Zeno's Luxury Jackets, Bar Mackey, GK Properties, Danny's Diamond Deals, Patty's Pugs. I think I got them all tonight.
You missed one. I'm looking right at it here in front of the number.
Oh, Bianchi Cash Register? Jeez.
There, you got it.
My own namesake. I'm so close.
Well, great run for you here tonight, Brian. We're catching you next Thursday night.
Thanks, Roger.
There you have it. Brian Bianchi is going to be our third place finisher here tonight, and one spot better than him. How about the old Wiley veteran back at it here tonight? Rex, you had a fast car, but what did you have for Eric Stout?
Man, I thought I had more than I did, but it looked like Eric had some better bite coming off the turn. So he was pulling me off a turn just a little bit, and that's all it took to keep him up front. But I got to say, what a night for 505 Motorsports. We've been working hard on these cars and trying to get them dialed in, and we're getting there. We're really close now.
You are close. Did you think, though, you had enough? That car looked really fast here. You're one of those drivers that are able to finesse and save the tires on these cars for these long runs that we always have here on Thursday night. Did you think you could catch them on the long run, or were you hoping that caution that did come out with about 20-some laps to go was coming?
No, I was definitely wanting to go caution-free because I was catching Eric there towards the end. He drove a great race, by the way, but I was catching him, inching up on him, and I did not want to see that caution because my car was just coming in. And like you say, I saved the tires, and I was smooth the whole race and just waiting to the end. And just didn't work out that way.
When you saw the schedule early on in this season, did you think that this was going to be one of those tracks that you really were going to be able to unload and show the series what kind of speed this car 55 or 54 had?
Yeah, most definitely. I go to, I watched a lot of races at Hickory. I studied that track a lot, and so I was actually looking forward to Hickory. It's a rough track. It's rough on tires, bumpy, and but it's fun, and it was fun tonight.
Looked like a great time out there behind the wheel for you here tonight, Rex. But what do you say? Who's on the side of this? Well, it's yellow. It's a yellow car here tonight.
Yeah, man, it is. We're going to try school bus yellow this year. And, I got to shout out Culpepper's Bakery and Cafe, Colony Tire. We got Geppetto's Pizza and Tuxedos by Ted. And without all those guys, we couldn't do it. All the sponsors on Brian's car, it takes all of them together to put me and him up here at the front.
Well, they were able to do it tonight. There you heard from Rex Hill. He'll finish into the P2 position here tonight at the Hickory Motor Speedway. So both 505 cars finishing third and second here tonight. The driver, though, that will pick up the win. He'll pick up his second career win with the series. Stout, you ran away with this one. Definitely the class of the field here tonight at Hickory.
Thanks, Roger. It's a pleasure to be talking with you again.
Is it?
Always.
Well, I guess if you say so. I mean, not everybody wants to come talk to me, it sounds like. But hey, you're here tonight. You're talking to me for the second consecutive week. You won last week at Lanier in pretty dominating fashion. Took 105 laps last week. We're only 100 laps here tonight. Walk us through your night here, because that car was fast in practice, fast in qualifying, as you qualified on the pole, and you led all but it looks like one lap here tonight at the Hickory Motor Speedway en route to your second career win.
So we ran a late model series over the summer, and a handful of guys from either Monday and Thursday joined us. And in that race, I actually had set pole, and there was only about 8 of us, but I set pole, and I think I had a 2.5 second lead after about 20 laps. And by lap 50, I was running 6th. So I learned my lesson about saving tires. This place is just a cheese grater, like the other guy said. It's super bumpy. It's very, very line sensitive. If you get, a half a foot off the groove, the car can get super tight, and then it'll just sort of compound. So after those first couple laps, I was just trying to run my pace. Dave was hanging with me there for a little bit, and I actually was a little nervous that I was being a little too aggressive when I started to build a little bit of a gap on those guys. Rex started to reel me in there towards the end. I think it was down to like 0.8 seconds by the time we had the caution. So that would have been fun to battle it out with him. I knew that Rex was going to be really good tonight, so I was sort of counting on that, and I was kind of waiting for him to get to my bumper. So I think the caution, the first one saved me a little bit. I wasn't happy to see the second one, but I think that first one saved me so I could put fresh tires and then just go like hell for the last 20 or so laps.
Were you worried, though, that second caution coming out under 10 laps to go? A lot of times, short track racing, we see the old chrome horn and anything goes with under 10.
I definitely was, because I think on the second restart, Rex was in third. He and Brian had swapped spots. And similar to Lanier, not a lot of room to maneuver, and starting in that third position can be an advantage. So I knew that I had to have a good restart there and put down a couple hot laps and try to build just a little bit of a gap so he couldn't get to my inside and I could continue to run my line.
Well, you're able to run that line and pick up your second career win with the series. You're going to open up that points championship gap. Now you're going to have a buffer. Does that mean you might take a week off?
Absolutely not. I'm excited to head to Nashville next week in the tour mod. Should be a fun one and a fast one.
Well, race fans, I tried to get him to take a week off. He says he's coming back next week, so we'll see. But hey, Eric, how about we roll out this red carpet, hand you the microphone for the second week in a row.
Thanks. So, bunch of names on the car that I didn't mention last week. So I made a couple notes, Roger. So I didn't forget anything. We're about 3 weeks out from November 1st. I carry Movember on my car for the Movember Foundation, supporting men's health. So want to just sort of draw some attention to that. We will be doing a Movember 100 later in the season. I also want to give a very special shout out to Justin Laxton again and the fellows at Team 53. This one is, I think, especially important this week. Justin has he's having a tough time right now with some challenges that's happening with his family and a family member of his. So hopefully he'll get to see this broadcast and see his name on the car, and it'll lift him up a little bit. Also want to thank Team Watson Racing Setups, my teammate AJ. He'll be back next week. I'm looking forward to that. And of course, I got to shout out my wife and Rosie and the rest of my family for tuning in. And last but certainly not least, Turn 3 Network and Checkered Flag Auto Supply for helping this happen.
Well, there it is, a second career win as he'll celebrate this one off into the week. Eric Stout, race fans, picks up the big win here tonight in the Team 53 100 from the Hickory Motors Speedway. Man, what a race it was for him as he absolutely just set the world on fire. Whatever he has going on with Team 53 and helping him out here this season, it is definitely showing behind the wheel every time they unload those cars. Next week, you heard it, we do head to the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway, 100 laps on October the 19th. These drivers will be back out there onto the Speedway, but the Tour Modified this time. The big boys, more horsepower, same tire width as the SK Modified, but they are going to be screaming around the fairgrounds. We can't wait for that. After that, though, well, we do head to the LA Coliseum for the Jiffy Lube 100 on October the 26th. That's the SK Modified, it looks like. So, well, we got two modified races coming up. Take the fenders off, boys, because it's about to get crazy out there when they let the wheels just hang out like they do. So Hickory was a great race, that's for sure. Eric Stout, we talked about that, picking up the win. Rex Hoyle picked up second, and Brian Bianchi picking up a top 3 finish. Dave Bragg and TJ Henson finished 4th and 5th. TJ is the highest running rookie here tonight. And we talked about a couple of the other drivers throughout this. So with that being said, race fans, until we see you next time, make sure everybody stays safe. And we thank you tonight for watching here at the Hickory Motors Speedway. For everybody at the Checkered Flag Auto Supply, Red Light Racing, along with Team 53, we thank you. We hope you stay safe, and we'll catch you next time in Turn 3.